Hi, I'm Leia. Welcome to our second episode about manhwa. I hope you have watched our first episode. Today we will complain about a new topic, the aesthetic of manhwa.
Hi, I'm Cici. My main job today is to use Clip Studio Paint to draw on my tablet, so I can show you visually how these Korean BL authors create their figures and scenarios, which means we can discuss today's topic from a more backstage perspective.
The skin tone of these figures sometimes confused me. There were so many times when I was reading the manhwa that I suddenly felt that the authors had no fear at all of offending people no matter what skin color. Let's not go too far and just take the Korean characters as example. They are either as pale as Dracula but with an extra pink blush on the cheek, or toned with 50 shades of brown, but no single brown is natural from my perspective. I don't know if it's because they haven't learned the whole painting thing systematically, so they have no professional sense of human skin color, or because the vast majority of the authors in this genre are living in a parallel world where topics such as colorism or racism do not exist. So they just color the people arbitrarily. But in fact, arbitrariness is not an accurate word. Because as an Asian, I can surely tell that the fetishism of white skin is a deeply rooted ideology across the whole of Asia.
In 2024, especially in manga industry, it's all about 3D model. Weird body shapes in this genre are always hard to ignore. Both the creators and the audience are so obsessed with the body shapes of supermodels and bodybuilders, which is, of course, a reflection of the three-dimensional world. Especially in recent years, there are more and more Asian Schwarzeneggers showing up on social media. But compared to these real-world gym people, what is even crazier in this industry is that the figures can just break all the human limitations and become even more unrealistic. Some of them are so uncanny valley that they're already non-human to me. This is why people made up trolling names like French door refrigerator, Loch Ness monster, Slender Man, etc. to make fun of them. Besides, top with huge hands are always a significant feature that is unique in BL manhwa, though it is quite possible that people on Instagram are willing to get huge hands if beauty surgery gets this far. Not only the figures, the interior design, clothes, and even the kimchi are from 3D models. The whole thing is just so manufactured and inauthentic. But it doesn't mean that we're blaming all this on the authors. It is mainly about this exploitative industry. It is striking to notice that although South Korea is already a developed country, their manga industry is still run in such a Foxconn style.
In case some people don't know Foxconn, it's the Apple sweet factory that opened in China, India, and Vietnam, which reminds me of my ancestors who hardly survived the plantation.
Besides, the over-capitalist mechanism also coerces people in this industry to choose quantity over quality.
But still, this industry has a huge space to improve. As a person who was strongly influenced by South Korean pop culture throughout my childhood, I really wish they would do better. But if you know, you know. It's deep water. The darkness is long as fuck we cannot talk about here. Maybe in the future we will discuss this further.